What's up with it, man? It's the Bronco the Frog coming at you with another reaction video. It is a lot of controversy surrounding this goddamn World Cup in Qatar, man. I recently reacted to a video 3 or 4 videos ago, the Qatar stadiums, and everybody in the comments was just talking about the negative sides on how slaves built the stadiums or people died building the stadiums. And I'm still trying to figure out how the hell did Qatar win the bid, and it's no bigger than the state of Connecticut. They said that in the last video I reacted to. I didn't even know that them boys was the same size as Connecticut. This is a small-ass country. How truly did these boys win them a World Cup bid? I heard they ain't even have enough hotels. They don't have enough hotels for everybody. That brings us to today's video. We got the story of how Qatar won the World Cup. As you know, the World Cup is in December instead of the summer too. That's probably like the main reason or something like that. Subscribe to that man, BM Honest, who made this video, man. He be making great videos, man. Let's see where it goes down.
To organize the 2022 FIFA World Cup is Qatar.
God damn it.
And them boys teed up too. The Qatar boys teed up.
To enrich themselves. Without any
been under pressure before, but yeah.
Made it rain on his ass. I see that before. He threw it on the president, made it rain on him. That's so disrespectful. That's like the number one utmost disrespectful act you could do.
We all know by now that the World Cup is bought and paid for, okay? Well, we always thought it was, but now we know for sure, thanks to the FBI. Now, to catch you up on some things, 11 out of the 22 FIFA members who voted on giving Qatar the World Cup have either been fined, suspended, banned for life, or prosecuted.
Damn!
So yeah, I think that's a fair amount of proof. Multiple executives taking over $1 million in bribes, and even one of these assholes had the audacity to ask to be knighted. Bro, what the fuck? Keep a low profile. No wonder the FBI found you.
Knighted?
Also, who the fuck asked for a knighthood as a bribe? Like, as a concept, what do you want to feel like you earned a knighthood?
Knighted? He asked to be knighted? What is this, the goddamn 1700s? They be doing that over there in the UK? Knighthood? Knightship?
Like, isn't that the whole point of being a knight?
They do.
Like,
they do
honor, chivalry.
They do
pretty much everything you are. You fucking idiot. Now, I'm not breaking any news that FIFA's corrupt, alright? Obscenely corrupt. In fact, it's more than likely
it's not corrupt
that the last 6 to 8 World Cups have been bought and paid for. And 2022 was no different. Now, if the reports are to be believed, Qatar paid almost $200 million to buy the World Cup. But if we're being real, I mean, like, all the top countries were bribing FIFA. Reportedly, the next highest bid was Australia, who put in $42 million.
Oh, so everybody throwing cash in there. So what's the problem? If everybody throwing cash in there, what's the problem with Qatar throwing that cash?
That's who actually came down on them with the FBI. We only put in a bid of $5 million. We bid less than 3% of what Qatar bid.
Damn,
We'd still sick the FBI on them. And I'm pretty sure we know why the FBI actually did this. It's because FIFA thought they could take our bribes and not deliver. They took Russia's and Qatar's bribes and they gave it to them. But you think you're gonna take our $5 million and not give it to us? No. You do not fuck with the stars and stripes and think you can get away with that shit. We don't give out $5 million for free, baby. And you best believe the FBI got our money back. And I don't know, just coincidentally, the following World Cup got granted to America, jointly with Canada and Mexico. You're welcome, neighbors. But it was a win-win for everyone. This is one of the few times in recent history that the United States policing the world has actually worked out, and for the most part, has been universally praised. So you're welcome as well, world.
You welcome.
I mean, our bad on the wars in the Middle East, but, you know, come on. We did good work here. Gotta give us some credit. But even with all this shit coming to light, FIFA still refused to take away the World Cup from Qatar. And they would even go on to make the boneheaded decision to move the World Cup from summer to winter.
Goddamn winter.
I get it, okay? It's a desert over there. The heat during the summer is like 1,000,000 degrees. But come on. The World Cup is for the people. The whole point of having the World Cup during the summer is that it's a sports dead zone right now.
Yes, bored as hell, man. I'm just sitting here thinking for my first two World Cup I'ma watch how live it will be right now, because it's supposed to be happening right now. It's supposed to be happening right now. You postponed it because of the heat, but you having a World Cup in Texas, you having World Cup games in Texas. And it's finna be burning hot right now, just like it is in Qatar in 2026 in Texas.
Literally bored as shit. Like, you robbed that from us. You get that, right, FIFA? We should be hyped as fuck right now, witnessing maybe Ronaldo's and Messi's final World Cup. But instead, we have jack shit this summer. We're in a fucking desert, bereft of any worthwhile sports because FIFA put the World Cup in a literal desert. The irony is not lost on us, I'm sure, but hey, when someone pays you $200 million, fuck fuck everyone else, right? Fuck up literally the biggest sporting event in the world. An event that hundreds of millions of people love to enjoy. And you did it just so you could line your already filthy rich, supposedly non-profit pockets. I shouldn't be making this video right now. I should be making a clueless guide to the World Cup. But no! Had to put the goddamn World Cup in the winter, didn't you? Read the fucking room, FIFA.
Winter.
Oh, won't it be amazing if we had the World Cup during Christmas?
I ain't gonna lie.
No, it won't!
I ain't gonna lie, that visual is real pretty. That visual is real pretty. Maybe it can have a different vibe. Maybe a Christmas World Cup can have a vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? I like that vibe. Look at that scenery right there. You can't tell me you're not vibing with that.
Amazing if we had the World Cup
It's
during
vibey.
Christmas. No, it won't. We don't need that shit during Christmas. We literally have every other sports available during Christmas.
That's
We have
true.
football, American football,
That's true.
NBA,
That's
all the
true.
other boring sports.
That's true.
Disney's probably releasing some blockbuster movie, and
That's
all the
true.
best video games are out. We
That's
have
true.
literally everything we need during the holiday season to distract us from our horrible families.
You got it.
We don't need any more distractions in the winter. We need that shit right now. Do you know how badly people need something in their lives to give them a brief respite from reality right now? Have you seen the news lately? It's dystopian. And not only did you take away the World Cup from the summer, you're now probably going to fuck up the regular season for club football and the Champions League. For you guys who don't know, since the World Cup is taking place during the winter now, pretty much all the major leagues in Europe have to go ahead and shift around their schedules. They're starting a little bit earlier on like August 6th, and they're
I knew they had to have started a little bit early because it seemed like the season just ended and they already having preseason games. I'm like, bro, y'all boys in the football world have no type of offseason. In the NFL, it feel like we ain't had the NFL in about 9 months, bro. The NFL offseason damn near a whole calendar year. On my
a
mama.
little bit later.
I'm ready
and
for
then to make
NFL
up for this
season,
lost
man.
time, they're going to squeeze in a lot more midweek fixtures to accommodate this Winter World Cup. And this could have a domino effect because it could easily lead
More
to burnout
injuries.
or worse, more injuries to top flight players because there's insufficient rest time and recovery. So not only did this ruin summer for sports fans, it also could possibly fuck up the entire regular season as well as the Champions League.
Yup.
All because you greedy fucks wanted an extra beach house. Fuck you, FIFA. But what about Qatar? I haven't forgotten about you yet. And listen, I'm gonna give you guys a fair shot. It's easy to shit on some little oil-rich nation. But I'll be honest, I didn't know you guys existed until you won this thing. What did anyone...
Hey, to be fair, I heard of Qatar before. I heard of Qatar. I ain't that American to where I ain't. I have heard of Qatar before.
outside of the Middle East know about this country before they won this bid? And we probably asked ourselves all the same question. How did this tiny little nation that no one's ever heard of somehow secure the largest sporting event in the world over the likes of Australia and the United States? Well, let's give you all a quick history lesson.
Money.
Because as much as I want to hate Qatar, they are quite interesting. They are an extremely young country. It's probably why we haven't heard of them before. They only declared their independence in 1971.
1971? Boy, they ought to be the youngest country in the world,
To
ain't
put in
it?
perspective, in the grand history of nations, Qatar is in the R. Kelly range of young. As for location and geography,
You
Qatar
wrong
is
for
this
that one.
tiny little peninsula in the Middle East.
You wrong
It
for
shares
that
a
one, my
border
boy.
with Saudi Arabia. And now, you see how Qatar bought the World Cup. And listen,
That's where I know them from.
most of the World
sponsorship.
Cups you've seen in your lifetime have been bought and paid for. So really, why all the fuss? Why not expand the beautiful
Because
game
of the
to a
slaves
region
and the
that has
people who
never hosted
died.
it before? Why not actually show the Middle East in a good light for once, in a different way than the constant war and terrorism that the news makes it out to be? And I think, in a vacuum, those sentiments have validity. The issue was that Qatar had next to no footballing infrastructure. Not only that, they didn't even have enough hotels to house tourists for the World Cup. Yeah, they're gonna have to bring in
that.
cruise ships and dock them in Doha in order to accommodate all the guests.
I said
and since they're
that.
not a historic footballing nation, they've had to invest over $200 billion in infrastructure for
Damn.
the World Cup. $200 billion with a capital B. Fucking
that's
oil
probably
money,
still
bro.
not nothing
They
for
had to
them.
build 7 stadiums from scratch and renovate an 8th in the middle of the fucking desert. And while the World Cup was moved to winter to accommodate the athletes, the migrant workers they employed had to build the stadiums year-round. And they didn't pause for summer. That meant hundreds of thousands of migrant workers working in an average of 122-degree heat. And newsflash to some of you people, working insane hours in that heat, sometimes without any breaks, was gonna kill people.
Yes.
In fact, Amnesty International and The Guardian have alleged that over 6,750 workers have died while working on construction for just these stadiums alone.
Dead 6,500 migrant workers have died since the World Cup was awarded. 6,000. Not 1, not 2, not 25, not 50, not 100, not 200, not 300, not 1,000, not 5,000. 6,000 people?
Most of these workers coming in from India, Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. And how much were these workers paid for risking their lives?
Not a
living
damn.
crammed like sardines in horrific conditions? Well, some were paid as low as $11 a day. Not 11.
Yeah, that's dirty. How is that even still possible? How is labor like this even still possible in this day and age, though?
$11 an hour, $11 a day. The richest country in the world pays immigrant workers next to nothing.
That is
Remember
dirty,
that when you
bro.
see their beautiful kick-ass stadiums, and they are pretty, I'll admit that, okay? The tent
Yeah,
one
they
looks
pretty.
dope, but I can't look at it and fully appreciate it because I know that it was built with near slave labor. Beyond that, the former work system in Qatar required migrant workers to have a sponsor from their employer in order to be in the country legally. If their employer were to withdraw that sponsorship, these workers would be at risk of being arrested. This obviously caused a huge power imbalance, and a lot of these workers weren't allowed to change jobs or even leave the country without the approval of their employers.
Bro, what
there was
is
also
up?
rampant wage theft. Basically, workers not getting paid on time, unpaid overtime, and sometimes not even being paid at all.
So they getting they $11 a day, and they wasn't even gave they $11 that day on time. Get what I'm saying? Just $11 a day. You telling me they still ain't get their money on time?
So
That's
basically,
dirty, bro.
not quite slavery, but if you're held against your will and made to work insane hours against your will,
4 a.m.
living in
to
clearly
11?
unsafe.
There's 19 hours. There is 24 hours in a day. 5 hours of rest that you got.
Conditions and not getting paid.
You're supposed to sleep
that
longer than 5
sounds
hours.
pretty goddamn close to slavery. You know, I'm not an expert on it, but pretty close. Now, in 2017, they abolished this crazy work system and modernized it to conform to more international standards. And while these reforms sounded good on paper, they remained weakly enforced, and certain loopholes still kept many workers from being able to leave the country or change jobs.
So that was a fucking lie.
Now, it's important to say that not all workers experience this level of exploitation, but the conditions in the system have allowed for rampant abuse. And I think it's important to note that all this is happening because of just one man's dream. One man had enough money to buy the fucking World Cup.
One man.
And now, almost
Look at him.
7,000 people are dead, and thousands more will have lifelong health problems and basically have their lives ruined, all while being paid pennies by the richest country in the fucking world. I get it, okay? I get the sentiment that you want to brighten the image of the Middle East beyond
Rich
war and
people,
terrorism.
bro.
But at what cost? This World
Like 80% of the world's wealth is owned by like 1% of the world.
Cup will
Something
leave
like
a sour
that. I think
taste in
that
our
was the
mouths.
statistic.
How do you think people feel about the Russian World Cup 4 years later, huh? And as beautiful as their stadiums are, and yes, they
Beautiful
look
as
nice,
hell.
we will know the price you paid for them. And in a world increasingly of people who have and have not, sport was one of the few last bastions where we could just turn it on and be distracted from all that bullshit. But now, you've turned the biggest fucking sporting event in the world into a constant reminder of wealth inequality and corruption. Great job, FIFA and Qatar. Fucking great. At least you kept it in summer. You'd be a little bit more grateful, as you're fucking us, because we'd have distractions right now. But no, you gotta move that shit to winter. Why? Because 200 fucking million. That's
$200
fucking why.
million.
And I know I'm gonna be a hypocrite. I know when the World Cup comes on, I'm gonna turn it on. All of us are. But I'm not gonna be able to shut off the voice in the back of my head that's gonna be constantly questioning, why am I watching this during the winter?
200 mil.
Oh, that's a nice stadium. I wonder how that got built. Oh shit, Kevin De Bruyne or Neymar just went down with an injury. I wonder how that's gonna affect the entire season. Now, not everyone is gonna voice displeasure about this, I know this. But subconsciously, every single time one of these things happen, we're gonna think about it, or be fucking reminded of how
sure,
Qatar
bro.
and FIFA fucking ruined this World
I
Cup.
already done seen people say
need a
this gonna be
break.
the worst World Cup.
Okay, people desperately need a break right now, or we will lose our fucking minds. But once again, money and fucking corruption has seeped its way into pretty much everything in our lives now. So thank you for that. Thank you so fucking much. Merry Christmas. But honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna tune into it with the same fervor that I've had since I was a kid. I don't know if I'm gonna tune into every game. And hey, maybe that's just my opinion, but I honestly think there's only so much people can take. And yeah, it might be the most beautiful game in the world. But just because something's beautiful doesn't mean you can't fall out of love with it. And that's where I'm gonna leave off this video. Let me know in the comments down below.
Hey, man.
Do you really not give a shit about any of this stuff? Do you think I'm just flapping gums and everybody else is just trying to be all like SJW about this shit? But when it comes to it, we're all gonna tune in. Has the magic of the World Cup been spoiled for you because of the last one in Russia, because of this one in Qatar? Hell, you could even argue the one coming up in America. It's not like we've been that great to the world lately.
That's
So let
facts.
me know how you feel about the World Cup. Or just, you know, how fucking bored you are right now with nothing going on during the summer. Oh, hey, it's the Fat Agent. Just want to say thank you guys for
We're
watching.
being
If you
on this
did
right
enjoy,
now.
take your hard
Go
record.
subscribe to that man, bro. Hey, like he said, let me know down in the comments. Are y'all go watch the World Cup this year? I seen some people say they wasn't even go watch the World Cup. Let me know if y'all go watch the World Cup. And you see how he was like, how bored it is right now in the summer. That's why I put a lot of soccer in these preseason games, because that's the only thing on. NFL season haven't started yet. NBA season is over. They got these preseason games on. I'ma tee up. You know what I'm saying? Even let's do that thing. I'ma tee up. Best believe it, man. But hey, let me know what y'all think about that in the comments, man. I'm out. Damn.